ACCA, a qualification in accountancy and finance recognized globally in more than 180 plus countries, is bringing some of its biggest changes in 2027. To talk about these updates, you need to have a clear voice from somebody who works inside the system. We have Dhruv Rajvanshi from ACCA India, who will be talking about how ACCA is integrating AI in the programs, what are employability modules, how important is that, how different entry points, 10 pass outs, 12 pass outs, BCom graduates can actually benefit from exemptions and plan out their journey. So if you're a finance grad like CA, CMA, or even a BCom grad, or somebody fresh in college just has passed out 12th, or even who have just passed out his 10th standard and want to understand what ACCA looks like and means in 2027, this video is going to be for you. We are going to be talking about exemptions, career plans, opportunities, and so much more. This is your video to understand what the future of accountancy and finance is going to look like. So let's welcome and ask Dhruv Rajvanshi a burning question. Is AI going to take accountancy and finance jobs, and how ACCA is going to back you up in such a situation?
What is AI? First, we need to understand artificial intelligence, somebody who has consciousness. Do you really think we are at the stage at the moment wherein AI, your computer is talking to you on its own? Like Anjun, it's time to wake up. Let's go to the office. No, it's not. You have to put an alarm to wake yourself up, right? So basically, people, yeah, they see Siri, they see Google, Gemini as artificial. They are going, they are increasing for sure in terms of functionality, but they are only machine learning at the moment because we are feeding data, and so we are getting responses from them. So basic calculation can be taken care by AI or by agents, but you have to create that software to ensure that performing the particular task for you. So basic cheezeं जो होंगी that will for sure change. But when we talk about AI taking jobs, it is not going to be कि वो आपके level की job ले लें. So the professional is changing faster than before for sure. AI, automation, data analyst, sustainability reporting, everything is coming in place. But what needs is professionals like our students who can make meaningful data out of it.
So, how are we as an ACCA body ensuring that AI enablement is happening? As you said, it is still machine learning. It is not going to do your job without you. It is still going to need you. But how do we make sure that our students are actually equipped with using AI for the better results or faster, efficient results?
Right. So if you see AI, I would say, we are implementing tools inside the qualification, which is making the future professional more relevant. See, it's all about understanding the AI tools. It's about understanding how these tools, they are working at the moment. AI literacy and ability to analyze, interpret data, is something which is required, which needs decision making. Now, decision making is something that can only be done by human, and that is what we are teaching the students, that they should know how to work on AI tools so that they know how these tools are working at the moment, and also the data that is being driven by that AI engines are being reported in the right fashion. Because ultimately the data is there in front of you, but somebody has to read that out, understand, can we do this? Because it's not just a computer level reporting that somebody would like to believe in. There are multiple aspects to the business. It may be the AI is working towards one, but AI doesn't know it's going to be winter soon in India, right? Maybe one day it will, but it's not that it actually understand the deeper understanding towards what winter brings to you, to a specific country. Some people experience some seasons differently, and some people they celebrate Christmas. So it depends which market are we targeting, and so that decision making is very important, and that's what our future professionals are capable of. So we are training them on understanding the tools, how the AI tools work, so that make them relevant, and understand that mediocre level jobs जो है वो आप AI से कैसे कर सकते हैं, so it saves time for you, and also how to take right decisions जो आपको data वो AI machine ने दिया है basically.
So also moving ahead, we would like to understand how do a student, let's say a student is starting out their journeys in 10th, 12th, or probably in college, and they do not know if ACCA is the qualification. How come a student, formulate a mindset or decide that if this is for them or not? Like, what it takes to do this?
Right. See, I think when it comes to how you decide if ACCA aligns with your career. See, first of all, you need to understand आपको जिंदगी में क्या करना है. अब आपको डॉक्टर कर बनना है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल, देन यू विल नॉट गो फॉर अ फाइनेंस क्वालिफिकेशन. यू विल ओनली गो फॉर अकाउंटिंग एंड फाइनेंस क्वालिफिकेशन व्हेन यू एक्चुअली वांट टू बी. सी, आज के डेट में if you talk about the feedback that we have from the market is, there are two fields that are going to survive because even after AI, one is medical, the other one is finance, because finance is not just about at the moment crunching numbers, but to attain sustainable growth for a business, right? So I think these two professions will going to stay. Now, first of all, people have to decide. If you have decided that ACCA aligns with your career or your job goals, then you don't have to wait. Start with your journey right now. See, ACCA is 120-year-old qualification. It has maintained its standard for some reason, and that is the reason we exist today. It is one of the fastest growing qualifications in the country and in the world. We are accepted by 180 plus countries. So, I can go on and on about ACCA qualification, but right now I'm not here to sell. I'm here to aware students about, there are options available in the market and they should definitely consider, because ACCA is one of the fastest growing qualification in the country. Now, see, all that tags that I'm talking about, the support that we give to our students is enormous. We have support for students. We have support for affiliates. Affiliates are basically who have completed all ACCA exams, and then we have support for members as well. We have direct connects with our employers. We keep posting jobs directly to our partners like you, so that you are aware what all jobs availability are there. So we ensure that our students have more jobs available to them than we have students available. So that's a good problem to have. So we have about 65,000 jobs that are coming in every now and then and getting uploaded in our portal, and some other additional job that come directly to us through our employers that we forward to all our partners. And I'm sure you and your team will be forwarding all these job opportunities to the student. So I think that support, if you're looking for the best support for your career, updated qualification if you're looking for updated qualification, something that will keep you relevant in the future, and if you are focused towards accounting and finance field, I would say ACCA will be the best choice for you. So it's about you need to ask yourself, what suits me the best. I don't want to force anything on anyone, but I think आपको decide करना पड़ेगा आपको क्या चाहिए. And ACCA, if you're looking for your career in accounting and finance, it's going to be the best choice for you.
That I think gives a lot of clarity to all of us. As you're talking about jobs and employability, basically, my basic question here is what makes ACCA students employable? Like, what are the few things that you would suggest students who let's say who start their ACCA journey and are not members yet? Because obviously, once you have a qualification like ACCA, people are going to value. But along with the journey, what are the things that students should do be ready to get employed after a year or two, or whenever they complete their journey? Is it internships? Is it skills like Excel, financial analysis, communication? What actually makes somebody employable as an ACCA?
Right. So I'll tell you first, start with the power of qualification, how powerful ACCA as a qualification. And I'm not going to name the organization, but we have, it's a big four. We get job opportunities every year by that organization, and it's for the students who are not yet graduates. They're pursuing BCom, they're pursuing their ACCA. They're not yet done with any of that. That means they are still undergrads. They're still not affiliates, but they're still employed. They're working with that organization as associate auditors. And they're going to get their salaries increased threefolds when they complete their ACCA. And because, that organization understands if somebody has joined ACCA and has consistent scores will continue their journey and will become a member one day. Why not I make him employable right now? There are a lot of organizations that are paying for their employees to do ACCA. They are our approved employers and approved learning partners as well. That they're forcing it. Because I'll give you an example. There were one of my friends who've done a similar qualification. She was working with a big four and moved to the other one. The new organization asked them to do IFRS. Now, because she was not aware of the international standards that accounting, because all those organizations are only handling international accounts. Now, you have to have understanding about international taxation, accounting, and finance information, what is going on in those countries. So just to get it promoted, she was asked to do IFRS. ACCA and IFRS has a global tie-up. So we work together in harmony, and also IFRS completely inbuilt in ACCA qualification. So if we talk about other qualification, it's maybe part implemented, but ACCA has implemented it to the core so that students are aware what is going on around the globe and not just in one particular country.
So to wrap it up in a way, this thought basically, you are suggesting that students who are pursuing ACCA, they are actually targeting international clients, even if they're doing jobs in India or outside of India, being updated with those countries' current affairs, international accounting standards, and all of those, financial scenarios basically in countries ka jo bhi hai. A student should be well equipped with that while they are doing their ACCA, and that would actually put them on the pedestal of getting a good finance and accounting career.
Absolutely. See, you don't want to stick to, I think the world is going global. It's not just I'm asking you to go global because you're doing a global qualification. The world is going global. You want to sell something in abroad. Why do you want to stick to one country? Right? And nowadays the laws are so strict that, you don't want to sell something to a country where the taxes are low and you just, apply the same taxes to, other countries as well. It's going to be a very big flaw. So the whole world is aware of it. And why not be counting, because I think whenever you're doing this qualification, it's not just about building your career in a job-oriented world. You can become a CFO one day. You can become a partner, you can become a consultant, and then, become a partner, CFOs. So it's not just going to restrict your life to just be doing jobs. You have to be an ethical professional. You can run your business as well tomorrow. And why not go globally? You have to know the acumen, the know-how about what is going on around the world. And I think that is when you grow in life. Not just, कहते हैं ना कुएं का मेंढक नहीं बन के रहना चाहिए. You need to see the world around you. Then only you see अच्छा इतना बड़ा दुनिया है आसपास. And so you have better opportunities if you see the world. मैं ही नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि जॉब जो है आपको सिर्फ इंटरनेशनली मिलती है. All big fours are our approved employers in India and in abroad. So we have about 8,000 employers that are ready to hire ACCA in India and abroad. So it's not that आपको बाहर ही जॉब मिलेगी. एम्प्लॉयबिलिटी मॉड्यूल्स इसीलिए इनकॉर्पोरेट किए गए हैं ताकि बच्चे एम्प्लॉयबल बने फर्स्ट से. जो आपका क्वेश्चन था व्हाई दे शुड डू इट, व्हाई व्हाट मेक्स देम एम्प्लॉयबल इज द क्वालिफिकेशन इटसेल्फ. The power of qualification is so that they're being hired while they are still pursuing the qualification.
Perfect. Makes perfect sense. So in this segment, moving on, I am going to ask a few questions very specific to student profiles. Common profiles that we get is 10th pass outs, 12th pass outs, college grads. So I'm giving you some situations, and I would like for you to filter out other students, and just for that specific segment, I want to understand how should students plan their journey. Let's start with कि अगर 10th class का एक student है and he wants to pick a qualification. पहली बात तो there is very much resistance in usual qualification जो finance रहता है. Nobody lets you start this early as ACCA. So assuming एक 10th class के बच्चे को अपना clear है कि मुझे finance journey करना है, how should he start or she start?
A very relevant question and a very great question. I think everyone should know that, yes, as you rightly said, ACCA does not restrict entry. Within ACCA, we have foundation as well, foundation in accountancy. We call it FIA, foundation in accountancy, where the student does not have an age limit. They can start as young as 10th standard. And I would say you should start as early as possible to have that edge. Because आज की डेट में हजारों लाखों बच्चे, एज आई सेड, बीकॉम नॉर्मल वेनिला कोर्सेज कर रहे हैं टू हैव दैट एज. अगर आप जल्दी स्टार्ट करेंगे, we have seen people coming to us, our affiliates, telling us, within their ACCA, because of their ACCA journey, their BCom becomes so easy that they never even have to study about it. They were just going through the qualification. They know I am through there. So basically they were graduates and they were affiliates together, because ACCA only takes 2 years of their time. So we've seen students doing ACCA while they have completed their 12th as well, the youngest ACCAs. Now think about it. They are already employable. So I think you should not wait. Students are very much able to join ACCA through FIA qualification if they are in 10 standard. The best part is ACCA recognizes your progression. We do not want you to keep writing exams. तो इसीलिए FIA में somebody is in 10th standard, FIA में RKF level 4 फॉलो करता है इंडिया के हिसाब से. That means आपको सिर्फ और सिर्फ 3 पेपर लिखने हैं. That means FBT, which is Foundation in Business and Technology, FMA and FFA. ये सेम पेपर्स हैं जो आपके ACCA क्वालिफिकेशन की बात अगर करें. FIA is foundation, ACCA qualification is the main qualification now that we are talking about. So ACCA की जो फर्स्ट लेवल है उसमें भी आपके 3 एग्जाम्स होते हैं, FA, MA, BT. जो एग्जाम्स आपने ऑलरेडी FIA लेवल में कर लिए. सो समबडी इन 10th स्टैंडर्ड अगर उसने FIA के 3 पेपर कर लिए हैं, FBT, FMA, FFA, they do not have to repeat the same papers and they directly jump to the second level of ACCA qualification. So I would say you're not losing anything. You're actually saving on time.
So in one line, if I have to sum it up, if a person is in 10th standard and if the person has the mindset that I want to build a career in finance and accountancy, अगर वो clarity उतना जल्दी आ गया है, तो they should pick ACCA. Is that right? In that very
That's right. That's right. That's absolutely the advantage of starting early is that student can progress gradually, build confidence over time and align their studies, with their schooling and their maybe college education, rather than just rushing later. Because, ultimately आपको क्या लगता है ना, ultimately आपके पास इतना pressure होता है life में कि आपको लगता है कि मैं जल्दी जल्दी कैसे कर लूं, मेरे को जल्दी से जॉब भी चाहिए. तो अगर आप स्कूल के साथ, कॉलेज के साथ स्टार्ट करते हैं, I think it is going to be a great option for you. You will maybe thank us later after hearing this conversation when you start joining ACCA.
100%. So also adding on to that, do you think that if a person is starting right after 10, he will have to give like 10 exams extra और उसका journey तो बहुत elongate हो जाएगा और he cannot, there is no point college में ही start करना चाहिए. Is that something a student should keep in mind कि उनका cost investment exceptionally different hota hai if they are starting in college versus in, let's say, after 10?
See, there are always pros and cons to everything for sure. But yes, if you're writing 13 exams, yes, that's going to cost you a little more. But think about you completing 13 exams. Will that make you more relevant, or going for exemptions make you more relevant? Where you are getting more information, if you're skipping exams or you're writing exams. But yes, cost wise, if you see, if you're not, let's say if you are pursuing some other qualification, you're not doing BCom, then you're not going to get exemptions. So if you are, maybe looking to go for something in artistic, maybe, and then start your own business, sometimes you want to start a business, but you want to know about finance as well. And you want to maybe, sell paintings, but you don't want to study, BCom for that. But you want to understand the finance side of it, so you will learn ACCA, let's say, So I would say, अगर आप 10th में हैं, आप कभी भी हैं, I think you can start your journey. उससे आपका फायदा ये होगा, it's going to provide you the relevant skills. वो आपको graduation में, if you're doing BCom, it's going to help you. And about, see, it is going to be always beneficial for you. And as I said, कि अगर आपने जल्दी शुरू करने की कोशिश सोच लिया है, तो आप फर्स्ट लेवल के एग्जाम लिखने के बाद आपको सीधे ही सेकंड लेवल में आप जा रहे हैं आफ्टर डूइंग FIA. So it's going to be more relevant for you, I think. So I think
it's kind of time versus cost thing. अगर आप बाद में start कर रहे हो तो you're going to invest many years. That is anyway going to be a hidden cost to your career. अगर आप early start कर लेते हो, आपको वो hidden cost बच जाता है, even if you're like paying for 2 extra exams, right?
That's
That
right.
is something. So clarity is what matters when you're starting your career early. अगर आपको समझ में आ रहा है कि I want to get a job by the time I'm completing college, I want to get a big four job. That person should definitely consider ACCA right in 10th standard, right after 10th standard. But if you're like, Abhi to I do not know, I have no clarity, maybe I'll be a baker, maybe I'll, go into some. So then you should give yourself some time and probably experience ACCA later on in your life, as I think it has a huge flexibility. It welcomes you at whatever stage of life you are.
True. That's absolutely true. And for that matter, we, as I mentioned earlier as well, we recognize your prior qualification in your prior learning, and we do give exemptions for that. But I would say again, it's about time value money is a very big concept that people should understand. Keep time value money. It may be the 10th class ka bacche ko aaj nahi pata, but it is going to be a very big thing tomorrow. What are you saving and what are you saving? आप आज समय बचा रहे हैं, शायद कल वो आपका पैसा लेके जाएगा, लेकिन फॉर श्योर। सो आपको ये समझना पड़ेगा। दैट इज व्हाई आई सेइंग आज आप टाइम देके पढ़ सकते हैं, क्योंकि एसीसीए में ऐसे कोई वो नहीं है कि आपको ग्रुपिंग फॉलो करनी है, एक एक करके एग्जाम लिखते रहिए। टाइम लीजिए पूरा, नोबडी इज आस्किंग यू टू स्टॉप। टाइम लीजिए पूरा, एसीसीए गिव्स यू अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम। आप प्रोफेशनल लेवल में जब आते हैं तो यू गेट 7 years टू कंप्लीट द पेपर्स। जब आप पहला एग्जाम लिख लेते हैं अपना इन प्रोफेशनल लेवल, सो उसके बाद 7 years मिलते हैं। सो देयर इज नो टाइम रिस्ट्रिक्शन। तो आप धीरे धीरे कर सकते हैं और आपको रश नहीं होगा। आप सोचिए आप कितनी अच्छी नॉलेज गेन करेंगे when you are in your 10th standard, because you have plenty of time and you're not in rush.
And
so
what
time value
about
money.
What
So
about
time value money, yeah, I'm saying, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So if instead of starting out their career in 10th standard, somebody starts out a little late in 12th standard, is that advisable? Do you think is it ACCA will be manageable for that student? Or should that student wait for another couple of years, or starting after 12 has its own set of advantages?
Yes. So for example, so if you are in 10th, as we discussed, you start with FIA because you're not 13 years of age, you're not 12th pass even. Now, somebody who's a 12th pass student, that means to get into directly to ACCA qualification, there is an entry level requirement for 10th student, 12th plus. If you want to directly start with your ACCA qualification and skipping the FIA, right? Now, how do you skip or get exempted from FIA is when you receive 60% in your English in 12th standard and 60% if you have maths. If you do not have maths, then 60% in accounts. If you're able to get those marks and rest of the subject 50%, you directly get onboarded to ACCA qualification level 1. If not, then you don't have to lose heart, because what you can do is you can again start with FIA, same exams, write the same 3 exams which we talked about, FBT, FMA, FFA. You again going to skip the first level and you're going to start with the second level. So it's something that we've planned the qualification such a way nobody is a loser, everybody is in a win-win situation. Now, sorry. Now 12th students, I would say, is a really great time to start. See, 10th, why I said yes, it is always good to start early, because about qualification, about education, I think as early as you can start. In our earlier days, we never had this kind of exposure that 10th mein ki ACCA qualification hoti bhi hai duniya mein. So I think people are fortunate enough, they now know that these kind of qualification, they exist and can help them build their career faster. But yes, 12th is a great entry point, and a 12th standard, see again, I would not be able to bifurcate ki acha kab hai. अच्छा आपको खुद समझना पड़ेगा कि जब आपको पता चले, जब आप करना चाहो वो दिन अच्छा है। सो आप अगर 10th में करना चाहें,
clarity and mindset basically.
That's
that
right.
You actually want a serious career in finance and accounting, and that to a global career, obviously, on top of that. Okay, to move on to the next profile, I want to talk about the college grads. BCom students, BBA students, how should they plan their exemptions? If they should take exemptions or not? How should they roll out or pan out or plan their ACCA journey? क्या दिमाग में रखना चाहिए एक बेसिक कॉलेज ग्रेड को जो ACCA की तरफ अट्रैक्टेड है कि I wanna do this, but I don't know how to pick this qualification.
Right. So, for example, if anyone studying in any of the state central universities, so we have a list of 80 odd universities across India. जिसमें कोई भी कॉलेज, अगर बच्चा किसी भी कॉलेज में पढ़ रहा है, फॉर एग्जांपल दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी की अगर बात लेते हैं, तो हमारे पास हंड्रेड्स ऑफ सो मेनी कॉलेजेस आर देयर जिसमें बीकॉम सर्व किया प्रोवाइड किया जाता है बच्चों को. इफ यू टॉक अबाउट इंदौर, डीएवीबी इज अ कॉलेज जहाँ पर हंड्रेड्स ऑफ कॉलेजेस हैं जहाँ पर बीकॉम उनको पढ़ाया जाता है. मुंबई यूनिवर्सिटी, मोटा मोटी इफ आई टॉक अबाउट देयर 80 यूनिवर्सिटीज जहाँ पर बच्चों को ये एग्जाम्पशंस मिलती हैं पढ़ाई करते करते. So that means while they are pursuing their BCom from the very first day, they can get 5 paper conditional exemption for a BCom student. Wait, I'm talking about these 80 recognized university. If any of the student listening to me, they have any question, I would say connect with Saraf team, and they'll be happy to guide you through these exemptions. But yes, BCom students, they get exemptions if they are qualified BCom from any UGC recognized college. They get full exemptions of 5 papers. So because as I mentioned earlier as well, ACCA recognizing the prior learning of a candidate. So yes, we do not want you to waste your time in just writing papers. We want you to have that skill set that you can apply in the real world scenario. So again, हम आपको बार बार पास फेल करना नहीं चाहते हैं. हम आपको चाहते नहीं आप बार बार पेपर लिखिए, because we want ultimate aim is to have that knowledge implemented somewhere. नॉट जस्ट आप पेपरों में लगे रहे एंड देन आप एंड में हार मान जाए कि भैया मैं तो छोड़ रहा हूँ, आई विल डू समथिंग एल्स. दैट्स नॉट आवर एम. आवर एम टू प्रोवाइड यू द राइट qualification for your future, and you clear that, because we have a simple theory: you get 50%, you get passed, that's it. There's no other way, no grouping or something. We've made it very clear for every student because we need professionals.
Okay. I think that really explains why this qualification is so flexible. To add on to that, do you think that as you are mentioning it again and again, that ACCA recognizes the qualification, so you get exemptions? Should exemptions be the reason for somebody choosing an ACCA? Because there is this common mindset that I've seen people throwing around कि आपको तो इतना ज्यादा exemptions मिल जाएगा, so आप ACCA कर लो, क्या फर्क पड़ता है, एक qualification ऐड हो जाएगा. Is that the right mindset to choose this certification or degree basically?
I would say never choose any qualification or anything in life that seems easy, because that could be a trap. So first of all, make sure you have that mindset कि आपने क्या करना है. वही मैंने स्टार्टिंग में बोला था, इट इज नॉट गोइंग टू बी मी टेलिंग यू दैट आपको एग्जाम्पशन मिल रही है, आपको ये ले लेनी चाहिए, आपको कोई चीज सस्ते मिल रही है तो आपको ले लेनी चाहिए. इट्स अबाउट योर माइंडसेट. अगेन, इट इज नॉट इजी. अगर आप 5 एग्जाम्पशन लेके आते भी हैं, जो 6th एग्जाम है, इट इज नॉट गोइंग टू बी इजी. ट्रस्ट मी ऑन दैट. When you sit in the ACCA 6th exam, you'll know कि oh God, okay, now this is the rigor of the qualification. देखिए, अच्छा rigor है qualification का बहुत, और वो होना भी चाहिए अगर आपको करियर बनाना है. अगर आपको बिना पढ़े पास होना है तो वो कभी करियर नहीं बना सकती वो क्वालिफिकेशन. बहुत इजी है. तो आई वुड से एग्जाम्पशंस को इसलिए रिकॉग्नाइज किया जाता है ताकि आप बच्चे का जो करियर है वो फास्ट ट्रैक हो सके. Not to
also time na waste to again and again on the same topics, on the
right.
same
Because
kind
BCom
of
ने 5 पेपर पढ़ रखे हैं. करेक्ट. वो बीकॉम में बच्चे ने
Hmm.
ऑलरेडी 5 पेपर्स पढ़े हुए हैं, तो वी डोंट वांट हिम टू रिपीट. सो सिमिलरली इफ यू टॉक अबाउट ACCA, जैसे ACCA रिकॉग्नाइज करता है बीकॉम को, ऐसे यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ लंदन इन द यूके, इट रिकॉग्नाइजेस ACCA एज अ क्वालिफिकेशन एज वेल, राइट. तो उसके बेसिस पे, फॉर एग्जांपल मास्टर्स, MSc की डिग्री बच्चे को अगर चाहिए यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ लंदन से, इफ समबडी हैज क्लियर्ड ACCA की वजह से 180 क्रेडिट्स में से बच्चे को 120 क्रेडिट मिलते हैं. 120 क्रेडिट्स बेस्ड ऑन ACCA, because University of London recognizes the prior learning of the student who's done ACCA. That means बच्चे को सिर्फ 60 क्रेडिट्स चाहिए. That means वो घर बैठे 2 मॉड्यूल लिखता है, आई थिंक 15 क्रेडिट्स के 2 मॉड्यूल लिखता है, और एक प्रोजेक्ट सबमिट करता है 30 क्रेडिट्स का. उस बच्चे को घर बैठे रेगुलर की डिग्री घर पे आएगी फ्रॉम द यूके. So that's the power of qualification, and it is recognized by across the globe about exemptions, because everybody wants to grant reward. We don't want to say कि आपने बीकॉम कर लिया रे तो आपने गलत कर लिया. You should be recognized. आपने जो qualification किया, you should be recognized for that, and that is what we are doing. We're doing a very right thing, I would say, to award exemptions, because I think people should be rewarded for what they have done if it is relevant.
100%. And I think that's said in a very great spirit. And I think that is also the future of certifications, जो valid रह जाएंगी या फिर relevant रह जाएंगी in the upcoming 10 years. Because Otherwise, if you're everybody saying only my qualification is relevant and disregarding everything else, that becomes very difficult for student to pursue multiple fields and explore different ideas that different certifications bring in. So again, moving on to again the next segment of students that I want to talk about here is CA or CMA students. They also get heavy exemptions. And how do you think a professional, a student basically who's already done CA should pick up another, qualification and give you, because CA ka student has already put in a lot of time and effort in one certification. Why should they even think कि ACCA is something that we should also add to our CA ka certification?
Right. So, see, it is a very respected qualification, chartered accountancy. I would say somebody has done it great job. And I would say, see, I'm not going to say that, should do or not. I'll just maybe give you an example of, again, that I discussed about a friend, who was asked to do IFRS. Now, it just depends upon which location are you actually working in, what accounts are you handling. So, if we talk about the local qualification, we have IFRS a little bit of acceptance. I would not say it is 100% accepted in India at the moment. It is not incorporated in the local qualification at the level ACCA has IFRS inbuilt. So if somebody wants to get a deeper dive into what is going on internationally, I think they should do that if they're going into moving forward in a different role. Because as I mentioned, if you switch jobs, all these organizations that are working in India, जो आज इंडिया में काम कर रही हैं, उन सबके क्लाइंट्स बाहर के हैं. तो अगर आपको दूसरे ही कंट्रीज के अकाउंट्स देखने हैं, तो you have to know about IFRS, and that is inbuilt in ACCA qualification. And we recognize chartered accountants and of India, and we give them 9 paper exemptions. So they only have to write 4 papers, because 4 जो last paper है बच्चों के जो आखिरी प्रोफेशनल लेवल के हैं, वो किसी को भी exempt नहीं होते हैं. And think about, BCom qualification, there are students getting 5 paper, and CA members, they get 9 papers. So that's the kind of, recognition that ACCA gives to BCom students as well. So I think CMA students, ICMI members, they get 9 paper exemptions, because we understand they have studied these many papers already in our qualification, but, to ensure that they still are relevant as per our qualification, they have to do last 4 papers. And build their career in international, and global level, I would say.
Makes sense. So basically, CA gets a signing authority in India that is 100% very valuable, which is why we also, as in ACCA team, we recognize it, give 9 exemptions. But what makes ACCA a worth combination or an add-on is that you can take your career global. The understanding of international financial standards is something that helps students get employable in Big Fours or with MNCs who have clients from abroad. Also, if they want to take their career
in 50 plus countries.
Yes, that's obviously a great thing. Moving on to the next segment of this, we have also Amit here has asked, working professional, which was my next segment. Amit here is asking, with no prior accounting background to join the course, is it possible to complete it along with the job?
Along with the job, yes, absolutely. See, it is recommended always that you do ACCA while you're doing your job. As I mentioned, a lot of Big Fours, I'm not going to name them, but they are our approved learning providers, and they are our approved employers who are making their employees do ACCA, right? They are pushing them to do ACCA so that they only can get promoted. See, एक कंपनी ने किसी एक रिसोर्स को हायर किया है, so many resources go into when you train somebody, and that trust is built over time. Now nobody wants to say goodbyes, right? So what they want to do is कि आप ही वो qualification कर लीजिए, so that I just promote you and you take care of that particular region, and I don't have to hire somebody from outside. So it is a great example, because these organizations are pushing their employees to do ACCA, paying for their ACCA qualification. So I think it is a great example to understand that yes, you can do it. Reason being, as I mentioned, is very flexible. You एक paper लिखिए, next paper पे जाइए, next paper जाइए, and then it is not grouping कि आप कोई भी paper में रह गए तो आपको वही paper repeat करना है. You don't have to repeat the whole group basically. So yes,
and
it
also,
is a great.
I think And also, I think it is going to be a great, negotiation when you ask your boss for promotions, or when we are planning a switch. You can always say, "Okay, now I'm a ACCA member. I know local accounting and international accounting. So basically, you pay me better." So for working professionals, obviously, this is a great, great choice.
Absolutely. See, 93% of the employers agree ACCA provide relevant skills for their business. So we have our, if somebody wants to learn about ACCA, what we do, we also do joint research. We have strategic partnerships with, institutions of eminence like IIM Mumbai, IIM Ahmedabad, IIM Calcutta. All these IIMs are working with us. We are doing joint research with, a lot of other organizations. And so that's called ACCA Professional Insights, where students can actually see the global level of research ACCA is doing. So that's the part of the survey that 93% of the employers agree ACCA provide relevant skills for their business. 70% of the employers prefer training new recruits using ACCA. 61% of the employers prefer ACCA members when they're hiring. So it's a huge number and huge research number that came in, that I think will help a lot of professionals listening to us today, that it is actually going to get you the right skills that you need.
Perfect. Absolutely right. So, we are talking about ACCA establishing professionals or students who started fresh, completed their journey in the big fours, in great employable opportunities in India. But if, let's say, as a student, I want to move to UK, I want to move to UAE, as ACCA is a global certification, can it actually help me set my roots in these countries if I want to like settle there itself and take my career international?
Absolutely. See, UK is our home ground. When we talk about UAE, I'll give you the history, a little history about it. So UAE's qualification is also built by ACCA. So we helped UAE build their own qualification. So you have the signing authority. You are very much employable from the very first day. They will recognize and welcome you with all both their arms open. So I think it is a great opportunity for everyone. As I said, if you are looking to build your career abroad or in India, we have a job portal. So if you just on Google type in ACCA job portal or ACCA jobs, you'll get a direct link to our website that will, have global jobs there. And that those are all curated for ACCA professionals. So I would say go to that portal, see what all jobs are available to you, and you'll be amazed to see how many jobs are there. It's just that we do not have those skilled professionals these days. We have a shortage of accountants. If we talk about the stats, we need lakhs of accountants every month, and what we are getting is only thousands, not even thousand, hundreds a month. That is a very big shortage there in the market. So I think we need more skilled professionals because we have more jobs than the professionals. And yes, just to add on one more thing, ACCA recognizes your experience during your qualification, prior your qualification, and after your qualification. So, I think Amit was the person who asked the question about, him being professional. So I think if you have the relevant experience already, that will be counted when your 36 months of PER. So I think we will recognize your experience as well that you've had.
So a lot of questions from students here today have been around how do we calculate these exemptions, or how do we plan our exemptions? Is there a right way to plan the exemptions when we are planning out our ACCA journey? And how can we actually check what are we exempted from, and how do we get that? So first, I'll just drop a line. If you have any personal queries, you can anytime reach out to us. We are ACCA partners, learning partners. So you can reach out to us. Our counselors will help you plan your journey. But let's hear from Dhruv also. He'll also guide you how to do this in a better.
Right. So I think, as we mentioned about exemptions, there are no exemptions for a 12th qualified student. They will get exempted from FIA. They'll join ACCA qualification and will start with their journey from the first exam. The first level has 3 exams. Let me see, maybe if I can quickly present my screen and maybe show some idea about the qualification, if I may. If I'm able to share, let me see. Okay. I hope this screen is visible to everyone. Now, as you see, a 12th standard or completed student will start from applied knowledge. That's the first level, has 3 exams, and we'll start with that, which is applied knowledge, having 3 exams. We'll move to applied skills, having 6 exams. Then we'll do ethics and professional skills module. It is an important module students should do. That will help them answer the strategic professional exams better because क्या होता है क्वालिफिकेशन में प्रोफेशनल लेवल में यू विल गेट two right answers to a question. One will be ethically correct, so you have to select that particular answer that is also ethically correct. So that is the reason we suggest our students to do the ethics and professional skills module before they do they write the professional skills module. So that's how a 12th standard student will start. When we talk about 10th standard student, you can see the foundation level is there, that has the same exam as applied knowledge. So somebody who's starting with foundation will directly move to applied skills because they are any which way writing the same exams. आप जो देख रहे हैं बिजनेस टेक्नोलॉजी, फाइनेंशियल अकाउंटिंग, मैनेजमेंट अकाउंटिंग, इनके आगे सिर्फ एफ लग जाता है फॉर फाउंडेशन. दैट्स इट. And when we talk about BCom students, they get 5 paper exemptions. That means from the first level 3 exams, and applied skills, that is the second level, they get exempted for 2 exams, that is taxation and law. For CA members, they get first level and second level completely exempted. IPCC, when we talk about CA inter students, they get paper to paper exemption. So it's very easy in terms of understanding कैसे आपको exemption मिलते हैं. We have a tool, we have a tool on our website that is called exemption calculator, where anyone can inquire about what exemptions they are getting. Also, if you have an ACCA account, that means you don't have to register yourself or become a student to connect to us. Just create a small registration, create your account just like Facebook, you just put in your name, email address and everything. Just create a light registration and you can raise your queries from that account, and our central team will connect with you and give you, the right guidance as well. But I would say we have Sanjay Saraf Academy, there with you as our learning provider. Just simply ask them. They have all the answers to your questions.
Thank you for saying that. I think you have answered all of our doubts and queries perfectly. Now to wrap this up, I'm going to, the most popular questions in the chat box. I'm going to give you 2 segments. One is going to be myth versus reality, where you identify what are the myths and what are the realities of the common perceptions that flows around. Okay, perfect. So you can also, if you feel like it's partially true, you can also go ahead and say that.
Sure.
Okay. So first is ACCA becoming easier because it will have fewer exams?
Well, again, as I mentioned, it's a myth, complete a myth, because ACCA has the same rigor, and I think a qualification should have that rigor. So again, it is not 11 exams; it is 11 exams plus 3 employability modules that is going to make you more job ready.
Perfect. Students who start now may lose their completed papers after 2027 updates or transitions.
Completely a myth, for sure, because as I mentioned, there's a complete seamless transition that is planned for all the students. Please go through the transition tool, guys. Please connect with Saraf Academy, and they will definitely guide you through it, because you're not going to waste any paper. We're going to recognize, as we are talking, shouting again and again, that ACCA recognizes your prior learning and will not going to let it go to waste. So don't worry, we will recognize our own qualification.
It is better to wait until 2027 before starting ACCA now.
Now, I would say no, completely a myth. You should not. Don't wait. Time value money is a big concept. Start studying today. We have a very smooth transition coming in. You'll not feel that any of your paper will go to waste. You will get the right exemption for the correct exam. Go through the transition tool. You'll see it yourself.
Employability modules that are being introduced are going to be compulsory.
So yes, 3 employability modules are compulsory in the qualification. As I mentioned, they are not 13 to 11 exam. They are 11 exam plus 3 employability modules. So that means these are mandatory. The student have to study them and write quizzes after the module is completed. But there will be additional employability modules that will be introduced, so that as I mentioned, that if they complete these many modules, they can also get 6 months of practical experience. If they are not doing audit, an audit person should have 36 months of practical experience. So yeah, they will be optional as well.
AI will replace accountants.
Well, no, AI will not, take away it will take away the routine jobs. I'm not going to say, but the kind of professional we are going to make you, it's not going to take that job, because that will take decision making. So yeah, it's a myth.
One question. Okay, sorry. ACCA is useful only for careers outside India.
It's a complete myth, because we have professionals working in India, and maybe one day we can bring a member and he can talk about their own journey. So yeah, ACCA is highly valued in India, holds the same competency level as other qualifications. It is recognized, and yes, we have approved employers adding on every day, not just every month. Every day we are onboarding new employers that are happy to hire ACCAs.
Perfect. Now moving on to the rapid fire. Exemptions, advantage or risk?
See, it's an advantage for sure. It is not going to be a risk at all, because recognizing somebody's qualification, and yes, you should be recognized. I think you're doing a qualification; it has to mean something, right? So we will have to recognize that, and it is up to you. See, exemptions are given, but you can, forfeit your exemptions as well. It is completely up to you.
Perfect. Arman, I think that answers your question also. As you suggested that taking exemptions can cost learning for professional study and hence shouldn't be taken for long-term career sustainability. Well, there are two sides of the coin, as Dhruv suggested. Yes, you can take exemptions if you feel that you're very well versed with those topics. ACC has given you that option to make your journey easy and to not make you go through same things again and again. But if you really think that you still need to understand the subject better, even after your BCom qualification, let's say, then 100% you should forfeit your exemptions and go ahead and learn that. Am I right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, the more papers you've cleared, the more qualifications you have in hand, it will definitely add value. So yeah, so again, it is just to fast track your career, to ensure that you are not repeating, as Anjul rightly said, to repeat the same thing that you've already done. So we will recognize your qualification that you've done.
Perfect. Most common mistakes students make while pursuing ACC?
See, I think most common mistake, I think it will be comparing your journeys. I think you should not compare your journey. Every student has a different background, has a different learning curve. So I think pace and aspiration, I think that should be as per you. So ACCA gives you that flexibility. So don't get into that comparison mode. Everyone has a different learning style, learning curve. So just at least understand that you are in the right place. People, they get disheartened, because हमें किसी को मेहनत करने का अच्छा नहीं लगता, right? Nobody wants to work hard. So I think, but it is going to actually make or break your life. So I think when you are getting into such qualifications, don't compare yourself with anyone. Just be focused, and just keep at it.
Perfect. What is the most underrated skill for an ACCA student?
One underrated, I think people say that it is only going to be about, crunching numbers. Somebody cannot be a CEO of an organization, wherein you can be. Actually, we are a qualification that has a different pool of professionals coming out of it. You can be working in tax, you can be working in managing risk for somebody, and then one day when you have all these experiences collated, you can run your own business, because you will have the right tools and right business acumen. So people say I'm massive khate hi likh raha hu, so that's not true. No.
Right. And also one question, when you get your final ACCA certification, does it also demarcates what papers have been exempted and what papers have been attempted?
Yes. So exempted papers will be mentioned. Yes.
I hope that answers our question, Raj Jadeja, right? Okay. Perfect. I think that almost covers everything we were trying to discuss here. I'll invite everybody, if you still have any questions, still you think there is something that we are missing out or something you would like us to cover, go ahead and write it in chat. We'll take quick 5 minutes for your questions and then we'll wrap it up. So anybody of you, class 11, 12, college students, CA, CMA students, current ACCA student, working professional, parents, any questions you have, you can drop it in the chat.
So I think there's one question about the rank. Does the rank matters in ACC exams? So yes, it does. I think everywhere it does. Well, you will outshine your resume will outshine when you mention that you're an ACCA, you've been a rank holder. We recognize our rank holders as well. We celebrate our rank holders. If you've been there, maybe you've seen our LinkedIn post wherein how we celebrate our rank holders. We call them, we do the photo ops, we give them certifications, we send you certifications as well if you're going to be a rank holder, because a qualification being taught in 180 plus countries, and you are the global ranker. So think about how many people you're going to inspire, not just yourself, how many people around you are inspired. When we did that rank holder ceremony, there were so many comments that everyone wanted to see themselves on that stage that day. So I think yes, it is not just about recognition. I think you should be recognized for what you have achieved.
So definitely buckle up and you should give it your all. You should try your best to be the top ranker. And
Absolutely.
yes, there is no right time to start ACCA. I feel ACCA is welcoming all of us with multiple entry points. Entry points is not the right word, probably. Multiple flexible, recognized entry points from whichever qualification you're trying to enter ACCA in. There is no age limit. There is no biased in terms of grouping of exams. Every exam is the individual exam, and it gives you knowledge of that specific subject and tests you for it. It's very simple, give and take relationship. You bring in your brains and we, provide you with the best of best employability that you can ask for. Perfect, Dhruv. Before we close, I would like for you to leave our audience with one message, one idea that you would like to leave our audience.
Well, I think if I have to just choose one, I'd say just have that mindset that as somebody has also asked about the age. So I think continuous learning is something that should be a part of everybody's life. Learning should not stop. Whatever you're learning, at whatever age you're learning, I think it should never stop, because when that stops, your progression stops. देखिए टेक्नोलॉजी आती रहेगी, AI आता रहेगा, and that is what you have to ensure that you are up to date. So never shy away from learning. Keep your eyes open. What is happening around the world, you should be aware of it. Don't be in that bubble, that nothing is going to change. World is pacing faster than you can imagine. So just be ready for that. And how you can be ready: if you join certain qualifications that can actually build or make your career. So I think I would say think ahead. That's a logo. So you should all think ahead.
Perfect, guys. Thank you so much for Dhruv for joining us. Also, for everybody else who is here, I've dropped a number in the chat. If you still have any questions that are very specific to your journey, how should you plan it? How should you move ahead? Or is after even this conversation, you want to still brainstorm on with an expert that if this is the right journey for you or not, right qualification for you or not, or you have some doubts, if I should go for A or for B, you can drop all of your queries on this number, either on WhatsApp or you can directly give us a call. I hope all your queries will be solved there. And Dhruv has actively answered all of your questions. Thank you so much, Dhruv, for being such a sport and guiding us all.
Yeah, it is always a pleasure connecting with our students and give them the right career pathway. I think every student deserves to know the qualifications that are there in the market. So I'm always glad to be connected on such platforms, and looking forward again to connect with more.
Thank you so much, Dhruv. Thank you all of us, all of people here who have participated so actively and kept this conversation alive. I hope all your doubts are cleared. And still, if you have any queries, you can go to our website also. You can reach out on this number also, and you'll get ample amount of clarity. I'm pretty sure we'll guide you through your educational journey. Thank you so much, Dhruv, for coming along. Thank you. I had a great time talking.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Anjul, for having me. Thank you. Have a great day.
Perfect.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day. Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you.